connection, I'm just going to ramble on about my life. I want to keep my windows down, so maybe I'll quiet down if anybody just hangs out here. But yeah, today's been kind of stressful. I I went. Actually, maybe I will roll up the windows. It's cool enough. It's not the summertime yet. I'll roll up those windows. Oh, oh! I just had them a crack open. Got to open up the door. Close the door. Got to turn off the GPS. All right. So yeah, I've been hanging out in the Walmart parking lot. Not something I planned to do. That's what that happens sometimes when things get a little broken. And yeah, I've been doing a lot of research about how to fix my car. I got a loud whine. I got so many things that need to be fixed in this car, and now this whine is another thing. I'm in Eugene, Oregon, and what seems to be a friendly area. There were a couple areas around Eugene that I was really nervous. They had signs saying no homeless or no overnight parking, and I was being extra cautious, but I feel a lot more relaxed around here. And I need that relaxation while I'm spending time trying to learn what my problem is with with the van. It's just one problem after another. This is a big project for me. It's a big do-it-yourself project here. So I'm learning with AI. I'm using AI to learn how to fix this thing. So I got a whine. People know, there are people in comments who know what that whine is. I went on my daily roamer. YouTube is down. Yeah, I noticed that. I was bouncing around on YouTube, and I saw that some of it wasn't working, but I just kept clicking other options, and I got through to live stream. So uh is it down on the laptop too? Is it a big AI attack? Did somebody send AI agents after YouTube? YouTube on TV is down? Oh wow, that's serious, because YouTube has said over 50% of the viewers are watching it on the TV. I thought that was interesting. Most people are watching YouTube on TV, so I thought that was interesting. I just got a couple of new rolls of the strongest paper towels. I try to steal them from the bathrooms as much as I can, but I gotta buy them. Yeah, the YouTube is down. And it's like, what's the deal with YouTube? Are they gonna be able to handle the big AI crush that's happening with Dance 2 that's out, and replicating movies, and now Walt Disney is suing Dance for making such spit images of their characters. Oh my God, this is like the music industry, um, you know, um, swearing that they're going to go out of business because of the illegal sharing going on. Now, what about all the AI creating images and stuff? Hope all is well. Yeah, yeah. Health wise, I feel great. I feel really great. I'm happy with my exercises. But I got problems with my van, that some problems are a little more important than others. I've been working with some things a little bit longer than others. Yeah, and I still need a haircut. I've been playing around with that cornstarch. You put cornstarch in your hair, and then rub around with this thing. All right, with the cornstarch for a dry clean. And then I comb it out. So I rub the cornstarch in, or I just rub by itself, and then comb it out. And then I gotta clean the comb. So I get the comb, my comb cleaner, and then go back at it. Yeah, it's feeling a little bit better keeping the hair clean. It's after February 15th. That's my day for for not worrying about the winter as much, so I can cut the hair. I let the hair grow in the winter time usually, and then I gotta cut it real, to the scalp. I'll cut it to the scalp for the summertime, of course. Yeah, shave my hair off in the summertime, not the winter. I don't want to freeze. It can get a little chilly. Somebody said a long thing there. I gotta read it. All right, just shave. Yeah, shave for our situation to be. Yeah, it's simple. It's long hair in the winter, short hair in the summer. Short summer. Rats crawl under the intake manifold and eat the knock sensor wire. Oh man, I got air building up in my gut again. The shock sensor, I have turned my shock sensor down, so I'm not getting them clicks. Whenever I hit the steering wheel, it was clicking every time. But somebody was like, turn it down. So I turned it down, and now it don't click. I don't know when it clicks now. I think I need to get in a major accident for it to click. It's great. So that's a saver. So I mean, I've had help with the commenters. I've had help with AI. I think AI might be a little bit more helpful, just a little bit more helpful, but sometimes AI don't mention things that other people don't say. AI is supposed to be a cumulative, effect of what everybody says, and it just summarizes it and all that and puts it in ways for people to understand. But yeah, I pulled out 12 fuses, and I had to put 3 back a couple of weeks ago because AI was like, oh, it's no big deal. Pull out the fuses for your windows. It's not going to affect anything. And I had my windows down when I pulled the fuses, so it started raining, and luckily I wasn't too far from my Wi-Fi, so I had to walk back over to the Walmart. It was a Walmart in Newport. I was sleeping right below on the bottom of the hill nearby the ocean. Within the tsunami zone range, of course. That's where they let people sleep. And asked what the deal was, and he's like, oh, hold on. AI is like, it's no big deal. We can fix this. AI assures you. So I put them 3 fuses back. It was 25, 26, 27, top row. Put them back in so I could roll up the windows and not get too much rain inside. But I mean, I have 9 fuses pulled out, and this battery is strong. I've been testing it with a multimeter. I show it on video, and yeah, it's a test where it's 12.6 is what you want. If it drops. If it makes a dramatic drop all the way down to 12.4, you're at like 50% battery life, and it's not good. It's not a large range there, but I guess that's how the measurement system works. 12.6 is what you want. 12.6 or higher. But that's going good. And then I tested it when I started the car, and it was good. It got up to 14.6, so it goes up 2 levels there, and it does what it's supposed to, so the alternator's good. But the alternator's on a bad belt. This belt is struggling. I took some pictures of it I'd like to share someday, as part of just a vlog series. I'll just show that there's a belt that's kind of off on the tensioner sprockets. And I think that's why I got that whine, and the whine is getting worse. So I've been making some investments. I want to try to do it myself because AI assures me that it's okay to do it myself. That's an easy job, and I can maybe do it in an auto parts parking lots. I've been doing a little bit of research in this Walmart parking lot. I got good Wi-Fi. I've been opening up the hood and looking at things, taking some pictures here and there, getting familiar with it, trying to think through the process. And I already, learned just I got an 18-inch breaker bar. All right, there were like 4 choices for breaker bars. See, it's like I've been so methodical. I've been so slow, step by step. I had to ask AI, what's a good breaker bar? Since I had 4 choices. There's a 15-inch, the 18-inch, which is this, and then 24-inch, and it's like, and then it said, you know, it doesn't seem like much. It doesn't seem like it would be much of a difference between the ratchet and the breaker bar for length, but that does make a significant difference. All right, AI was saying that no, you should get the breaker bar, and not try to use a ratchet, because you got a spring you got to work against to get that belt off. Because I'll replace the belt, and just I want to do it right. I want it to go good. And this socket's too big. It's too long. I already no. That's one thing I did measure, because I'm doing it methodical, step by step. I got my 18-inch breaker bar, which is recommended, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I got the 12 and the 14 millimeter sockets, but they didn't talk about the importance of the length. So I checked it out. I didn't even take the breaker bar down in there. I just kind of was like trying to get a feel for the length. Thank you. That helps. $10 from M. Lee. That helps pay for my extra sockets. These are $30. Okay, I can't work with these long ones. It's like double. It's like double the length. I bought these after I got out of jail. After I bought the van, after I got out of jail, because I was just in a rush to get the seats, the arms off the seats. See, I just got two pokey things. I needed these, and I can't at the time. I didn't care what length I got, and so yeah, I did it. Just bought these at the Harbor Freight just to get those off, and I was hoping these would be more universal, but I needed these shorter ones to be able to work in this tight space in the engine. And so I'll work on that. I'm learning. It's supposed to only take an hour, but I've spent all day just learning about this. I went down. There's a Honda dealership not far from me, and I went down there to ask some questions, and so I learned as much as I could up until going to the Honda dealership. But I wanted to sound smart, all right, when I walked into those Honda dealerships, because they like to they like to make fun of the customers. All right, I think they have a habit of that. So I wanted to go in sounding smart. So I'm like, AI, and it was ChatGPT. I'm like, ChatGPT, tell me some good questions to ask about what I need and all that stuff. YouTube is going in and out, really. Oh man, yeah, it's probably some AI agents. It doesn't have to be. We don't need individuals attacking websites anymore. They can employ hundreds of AI agents now to make the attacks. Let's see. Oh, yeah, my tablet. I'm gonna see because I wanted to. So how's everybody's internet going? How's everybody's YouTube going? Maybe they'll give us refunds for our premium subscriptions for not as great service. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get online with my tablet. I want to ask the question. Yeah, I can connect. I see the signal. Strong signal right here. I had a strong signal at the Home Depot too. Sign in. Okay. So once I can get the ChatGPT up, I'll get to them questions. Yeah, I've been asking them all on. I've been asking. Did thank Lee though. Yeah, I thank Lee. Lee, that's $10. Appreciate that. I'm trying to build up a bit of a camera fund too, and drone. I want a nighttime vision, and someday suspected spam message. So someday have motion sensor camera of some kind. I keep looking at the choices, and I'm not thrilled about what I see for motion sensors. But I would like something, and I can't just keep a motion sensor in the car because the window causes problems with the two types of censoring. So, oh, M. Lee, yeah, that more than covers a lot of tools. It starts to cover the parts I'll need now for this, because I'm looking at some expensive parts here. I need to get the tensioner assembly, and I don't know how much that is exactly, but I need to go to the auto parts store and start asking about those. The nearest auto parts store is like 5 miles away. The Honda dealership is only like a mile away. But yeah, I wanted to go tomorrow to the auto parts store, and I'll be better prepared. Today's been a day of preparing for this job that's I'm told is simple to do, but I've been spending a lot of time learning about it. All right, so these questions that I ask, see, I got my Chat GPT, and I'm keeping pins for my topics, and I van repair is something important enough to pin. I'll keep all the past stuff in it, and then if I have new problems, I'll just go back to it, and more because that's a common thing, is a common emergency. I'll just so I don't have to re-explain to ChatGPT every time. I'll just keep the pin string going, and then just keep adding to it. And then I could look back. Let's see. Now, I wanted the questions. I'm at the very bottom, and I know it's up quite a ways because I've been just so back and forth. Let's see. Tensioner. Oh yeah, I asked about the tensioner stuff. Just simple ways. Okay. Yeah, just a lot of back and forth. After I visited the parts store, I had a bunch of back and forth with ChatGPT, just trying to figure things out. Take a photo of the belt. That's the thing. That's a part of my questions. That was a part of my questions that I thought it was kind of entertaining. Okay, here we go. All right, so I ask, is that model number on the first question the correct tensioner for my VIN? I read it off to him, and then he reads me a different set of numbers, and he told me that that's the interior. All these numbers represent the interior, whether you have leather seats or a sunroof. And I read him the one that's the higher quality van, the one with the leather seats and the sunroof, and my numbers are different. So ChatGPT got it wrong. He just threw it out. That ChatGPT just guessed that I had a higher quality vehicle, and I thought that was kind of fun, because these guys are, they're egotistical at the parts store. They have to be better than you and all that. So I just wanted to stick with my questions. I don't want to get off the script too much. I did a little bit, but not too much. And then I asked him smart questions. Are there updated parts? All right. And he wasn't like calling me stupid or anything. These are legitimate questions you ask of the auto parts store. I was like, ChatGPT, think of some questions that I could ask the auto parts. And it came up with questions I would never have thought of. Do I need new mounting bolts? That was, and even ChatGPT could guess. Usually no, but good to confirm. And he was like, well, his answer was the mechanics usually don't request them. So, so there's usually no. This is the one that tripped him up, that started getting him angry. What's the torque spec for the bolts? And it took him a while to look that one up. And I think I need to put 60 pounds of pressure on the bolts to tighten them up, and I'm guessing that's what they're at for loosening them up as well. So that, I thought that was a good question, because I want to know how much force am I looking at here. I need an 18-inch breaker bar, so I have some leverage to get that spring loosened up. So yeah, it's nice to know how much pressure we're looking at here, because I have to have one hand on the breaker bar holding it, and then the other hand to pull the belt off. All right, so I want it to go as smoothly as possible. Let's see here. Should I replace the belt at the same time? They confirm yes. All right, and then this is a question that's very useful for me. Do you have the belt routing diagram? Okay, so I asked them questions. The belt routing diagram, after I asked them about the torque, and this is stuff like, as he was looking it up, it took him like 5 minutes. The other guy next to him was watching the whole time because he had nothing better to do, and he looked it up on ChatGPT. My question, he looked up on ChatGPT, and ChatGPT would not have needed to ask that question if the information wasn't provided to the public by these people. Okay, this is information that they want to charge us for, you know, so they make a little extra money off us in that way, instead of releasing that information out into the public. But these sales people, these parts people, like this guy at least, who looked it up on ChatGPT, may not be quite aware of how much ChatGPT knows about this kind of stuff. ChatGPT knows to ask the question, especially if it don't have the answer. If ChatGPT had the answer, it would have just told me it, and I wouldn't have needed to ask the parts guy. So he was like, oh, I'm asking ChatGPT, since it was taking this other guy on his computer too long. You know, he's got to do the old way of researching things on the computer, not even with a book. And the guy was joking about, oh, you can go into the library and open up the pages and look through those to try to find the answer for me. But, you know, he's a step above that with the computer. But you can even reach a step higher than that with AI. Just send an AI agent out to find that answer. These guys aren't quite at that level yet at this Honda dealership, the Honda parts. Their jobs are in jeopardy, okay? Because once they get AI into their infrastructure that's able to look through their computers, it'll find this stuff a lot faster than a human can. It took this guy 5 minutes. An AI would just be snap of a finger. But they're holding on to their jobs still. But these are the types of jobs that are in jeopardy. So yeah, he as the guy next to him looked into ChatGPT to get the answer. I'm like, I asked the question with ChatGPT, you know. So that was that. And then, so the guy was, you know, he spent 5 minutes looking, and I asked him to print out the diagram for the belt, and he refused, because he said he was going to print something else. He said he was going to charge me, and he was going through all this stuff. I made him work, okay? I made this guy do a little extra research with my questions. And it wasn't a whole lot of questions. I had more questions to ask, but I have my window problem. Actually, yeah, pretty much the window on the driver's side, and then this back rear side. I gotta take care of those, but I didn't have any questions ready for that. I could have, you know, I was there. I could have asked him questions, but he already lost his patience with the in-depth questions I asked using ChatGPT. And so when I asked him, when he thought he was finished with me, you know, he thought he was finished. He said, "Oh, was there anything else?" I'm like, "Can I get the diagram for the belt?" And he was like, "No." He's just straight up like, no. So I'm like, all right, I don't know how these guys work exactly. I guess I was blessed with the amount of time that they were willing to give me answering questions. So I walked out, I went into my van, and not a minute later, the other guy that was watching came out with this piece of paper showing showing me the belt diagram. He gave it to me. He was like, "Oh yeah, we found it. After you left." And I think he had to look around a little bit for me because I mean it's kind of a big lot, but it's something that they're kind of supposed to do, supposed to provide when I ask it, because this is a very useful piece of information, knowing how the belt is arranged there. But the guy he lost his patience with me with my 5 questions. He just denied printing out this. I took a picture of something he had on his screen, and that was kind of like an upsell, I think, that he was trying to do. He was like, "Oh, there's a special bar, a special tool that Honda uses for this type of job with with the belt that's attached to the alternator and the coolant, the water pump, the steering, the power steering. That belt goes out. I stop charging my car, or stop charging my van. I lose power steering and it'll overheat. So this belt is kind of important. It's kind of a big deal. And I've been watching some YouTube videos about the belt, and they said, ChatGPT and even Google Gemini, the AI suggests taking pictures, but it's hard getting in there to take pictures. I seen guys on the YouTube drawing out this system, but I went down to the dealership. That's an option too. You go to the dealership and have them print out the diagram for the belt, so you know how the belt goes around each cog, or whatever they call it. They call it the belt. No, it's something. So yeah, it's been a bit of a chore. School. I'm getting an education on car repair. To actually put it into practice is another thing. All right, I'm taking it just baby steps, one step at a time, learning. Because I mean, this is a one shot deal. They say it's moderately easy. It's a 5 out of 10 on the scale of difficulty. I can do it myself in an hour, but I mean, you have to know a little bit what you're doing. So I'm preparing for it. So I haven't taken anything apart yet. I still got the squeal. It's all there. I could clearly see that the belt is not staying on one of it's not staying on the tensioner, I believe. And that's the thing. I'm not exactly sure which is the tensioner and which is the aligner thing, something like that. But the AI has assured me that all I got to do is just go in there and wrench on the one I think could be the tensioner, and if it doesn't give, then that's not the tensioner. So there's a little bit of wiggle room for making some mistakes. And I push towards the back of the car. So when I want to loosen up the belt, the tension on the belt, I push towards the back of the car. And also, I want to say, as I was looking at that belt, I gave it a little flick, and it jiggles. It's like, it's so tight. It's like a guitar string. It strums. It strums, or however you describe it. It's tight. So I have a good idea of what kind of tightness we're talking about. And so the reason that the there's a whine is partly the cold brought it out, and the wetness. Apparently, I guess if you spray the belt, you can stop the squealing. Maybe that might help it get back on track for a temporary fix. And I've watched some crazy YouTube videos. Somebody just started spraying everything with WD-40. I don't know. I don't know if that's not everybody's saying that. I'd have to read the comments about what the reasoning is behind that. But let's see. Yeah, it's a tight belt. I can't quite remember. I've watched a lot of videos, and it's something that doesn't need to be done right away, but it should be done soon. I can't make it out of the state. All right, there's no way I can make it out of the state without fixing this. All right, it's not like some of the problems. I've fixed the battery issue by just pulling fuses, stopping the drain, stopping the parasitic drain, just by pulling fuses, learning to live with less. No lights in the vehicle, no power doors, no radio, no heated seats. Okay, I don't need all that luxury. Apparently there's heated steering wheels out there. I think I've kept the heated mirrors, the side mirrors. I only used that once. I don't need all that fancy stuff. AutoZone sells a belt dressing. You spray it on the belts and it will stop the noise. Yeah. See, the thing is, okay, I remember what I was going to say now. It's like, the part of the reason it's squeaking, part of the reason the belt is off center is probably because the bearings are weak on the cog. Okay. I'm not able to jiggle it. I have to loosen up the belt to be able to do the jiggling, and then the spinning to test that. I guess the AI is saying test it by spinning it and jiggling it, but you can't until the belt is loose off of it. All I can do is the only diagnostic I can do is I can hear it and I can see the belt is off a little bit, and that's probably what's the belt isn't frayed. The belt looks great. It's like this is a new thing. What's weird is when I started the van this morning, for the first 3 to 5 minutes it was not squealing. Then as it warmed up, it squealed more and more and more. So it's really strange. There's a pickup in the squealing, like maybe the belt is sliding off after as it's warming up. Your knowledge and help is a blessing. Oh, I see. Yeah, AutoZone. A belt dressing. Okay. Well, I would write it in this phone, actually, for notes. I could write it on the piece of paper. Write it on the back of my... This is... I need this. I can't lose this diagram. Belt dressing. We'll see what they say about belt dressings. I have a light on for the engine light on, and when I go to the auto parts store I'll check it again. It was a catalytic converter last time. I would expect to see catalytic converter again. The engine light turned off for a little bit. It's now back on. Yeah, it's this expanding and contracting issue, and let's say the metal expands and contracts faster. So it was cold. Everything was cold at the same temperature overnight, and then I started up. Everything's still the same temperature, but then the metal starts warming up faster, and then it starts causing problems with the belt, because the belt's going to be more cushioned. It's a rubber, so that'll take a little bit longer to warm up. So there's that. Yeah, it's loud though. It gets loud, and I mean in the cold. Will it get loud in the winter time too? I just want to be prepared. If the thing falls off, I just want to be able to stop and fix it. I have the tools. I just need the parts, and I want to go to the parts store tomorrow and pick them up. It'll be the belt, and then it'll be the belt tensioner assembly. Those two things. Yeah, I could ask about, and that's the thing. Then when I get that, and then when I understand it, my next challenge would be where to do it. I could do it right in the auto parts parking lots. AI has told me that. or the Walmart parking lot in a pinch. There are options out there for quick places to do it, especially when it's something that can be done pretty quickly. I'd like to look for a shade tree mechanic, but it's really possible I could do this on my own. Just as long as I keep learning. I'm thinking, what's the next step? You know, what could go wrong? I'm just been thinking about this car repair all day, just trying to understand it all, because I make a lot of mistakes. So I need to like work extra hard trying to learn the processes. I don't really have a great like not mechanical skills. Uh, I get tripped up on things. Somebody's in Mississippi. That's the north part of Mississippi. I might be a familiar person. You can absolutely do it on your own. Yeah, yeah. I'll record it. I've watched some videos, and I'd like to just make some videos about it. It's just me doing this. I got the little. Some of these guys have difficulty reaching their cameras into the tight spaces, but I got this little thing, and this little guy can reach into the tightest of tight spaces. You know, I wouldn't need to use my phone. I just attach this and get this into some good angles. I don't have anything, any of the stuff that came with this camera anymore. The meth heads in Kansas got it all now, but at least, you know, this came with me to jail, so they didn't have a chance to take this. Some of the stuff I got is stuff I was able to take to jail with me, straight to jail, instead of leaving it in my car. So yeah, I'm working on that engine. That's going to be my first major thing. Get them parts. I got rotors, 2 rotors for the rear wheels from the owner. He just gave me rotors, and I'm still just sitting on them. I kind of want to dump them. I was debating dumping my spare tire, but AI talked me out of that one. It said it's only 0.7% of the weight to the van, and the usefulness outweighs the need to save money on gas and stuff. So I don't know. AI kind of made fun of me on that one, on that thought. I got rid of the spare tire on my Ford Focus. I was really desperate for room. I could go for more room in here. Buy catalytic converter and exhaust. Oh my God. No, I don't know about that. This catalytic converter's fine. I tested it. It jumps up to 14.6 on the battery when I run the car, when I run the van, so it's fine. It's not a problem. It was a parasitic draw. All right. I'm not gonna go through the process of getting rid of my car security system, because the starter wire was cut, and the hardest part is, if I do get this car security system out, I have to bring back together those white wires that were cut. They cut them in half so that they could hook it up to the car security system, and that's KARR. And putting those wires back isn't just twisting the wires together and then putting a cap on it. All right, that's really a lot. There's soldering and melting of wax. There's a lot to it that I'm not too thrilled about getting into, because all the connections have to be perfect. If it's too weak of a connection, and which can happen with the twisting, and especially over time, having twisted the wires, only all the jarring and jittering in the car, moving around, will loosen those twisted wires. And then if it's a weak connection, if like a couple of strands aren't quite mixed, aren't quite together, then I'll start a fire in my van. Apparently, if the starter can't put through enough juice through the wires, a fire develops. It overheats and a fire can develop. You need the right gauge wire, and if it's cut, you put it together. It needs to be perfectly put together. Oh, okay, all right. Best Buy might remove. Yeah. Well, I do want to go to Best Buy and look at their latest cameras. I will say that I've ordered a 20-foot or a 10-foot like a pole. I ordered a 10-foot pole that through Home Depot I want to pick up. It's a pickup. I couldn't just buy it, but I'm thinking, you know, since I don't have a drone, maybe the next best thing is to have a nice long selfie stick. And after I bought it, after I bought that 10-foot long stick, I realized that I could attach two of these sticks together. But after playing around with them for a little bit, I'm not happy with this connection anyway. But these are two 4-foot sticks, two 4-foot selfie sticks that I can combine together. Okay, from my 360 camera. All right, so if a cop comes to bother me, I can, you know, have this extra length, and I can just start extending it out and maybe lean it against the van. But just for fun, I have about 8 feet for a selfie stick, but it bends a lot in the center when it's all fully extended out. But this is fun to play with. It's invisible too. I don't know how that works. This 360 camera can make the black stick go invisible, but it can't stitch on the corners of the camera. It can't stitch that stuff, so there's still wonkiness that it doesn't look right. Even in this new GoPro Max 2, it still doesn't stitch the ends very good. And I gotta say, I've been trying to get into better habits with this. I was keeping the I was just keeping the glass exposed a lot while sitting in my car, because I always want to have it ready to grab if somebody starts knocking on my van for any reason. And I scratched it already. I got a tiny scratch in the lens. So I've been developing some different habits of keeping the caps on. If I have to quickly turn this thing on, I'll throw the caps across the van. I don't care. It's in that moment. It doesn't matter. I'll take the time to look for them afterward. But I want this thing up and running quick. But the thing is, I can't just hit the record button right away either, because I accidentally hit this sometimes. I gotta hit the power button first, wait that couple of seconds, and then hit the record button, just because I've been having some misfires and then killing the battery. I don't want that happening. Even with the Max 2, it'll make the mistakes. I'll make the mistakes too, hitting the record button. That's what I have for this camera that I keep with me all the time. I don't just have a one touch record, because I'll hit that accidentally and then record inside my pocket. I gotta hit it twice. I gotta hit it, turn it on. Okay, wait them couple of seconds. That takes a couple of seconds. Then hit record. That's my security against wasting the battery, because I could have a dead battery just from accidentally turning it on, and so that means I lose a few seconds with the safety precautions. And I'll do that with cameras I kind of wrestle around with and lay around the place. In my old car, I used to have a camera on the roof. Okay, yeah, that really can't be seen. I was able to keep a camera on the roof all the time. A camera pointed out the passenger side window. All right, those are nice. And then I kept my 360 up on the roof as well, and so I'll just grab it. Now I got to reach into the door panel for it, because this is the older 360 that's recorded a lot. This thing's recorded a lot of cops, over 100 cops easily. This thing is recorded, just documenting stops at my car. I keep this thing ready. Got the Max The Max and the Max 2. Two 360s are my primary cameras. Those are the main cameras I used to record the last cop in what was it, Yachats? That's called it's a weird pronunciation for that town. It's Yachats, Yachats, Oregon. Let's see. There's a great community where. I'm sorry. Look here. There's Amish cookies. Somebody got Amish cookies. Okay. Well, the source of the cookies for me isn't that important as long as there's no sugar added. No sugar. I had a ton of sugar in jail too. Salt, sugar, seed oils. You know, I'm swollen today in my tooth. Okay, it's every day. There's just there's a little bit of swelling. It could be, sometimes it could turn into a lot of, no, you don't want it. Sugar is wrecking your liver. You may not get obese, but you'll certainly tax your liver. The liver doesn't really like sugar a lot, too much sugar. But yeah, I got swelling right now. It's just a little bit. I can feel it in there from my infected tooth. I still got my infected tooth. It got really bad. I took a picture of it at its worst, where half my face was swollen. So yeah, I never got my tooth pulled. I haven't had any pain, but I've certainly gotten the swelling. It's just consistent. It's an infection that's just not ever gonna go away. I'm indignant. I'm an indigent who's indignant about this problem, because it just angers me that it developed. It should have never developed. But you know, they had to throw me in jail. I had to go to jail for failure to ID for that extended long period. It's something that's, you know, I'll use it as a reminder. I was in jail. All right, I got a swollen gum. Oh yeah, I was in jail. I'll just keep it as a reminder in that way. I'll leave it in there, and maybe, you know, we'll see how it develops. It can be an experiment. I'll make more videos on my health channel about it, talking about my swollen gum. Because yeah, some people have said that they can go many years with this problem. But I don't know if that's true. It's hard to believe what they say. Some people say, other people say that people have died because of the infection. Cancer has been relieved. People have gotten cancer, and then. All right, let's see. Stay away from cops. Yeah, this cops stress me out, but also cars breaking down stress me out. There's all kinds of different factors. Cops don't help too much. Yeah, see, the thing is, the clove. Okay, Red Cross. The clove is only I see as only useful if I have pain. I have no pain. All right. And if it's already swelling, it's too deep for any oil pulling or charcoal or all those antibiotics. I haven't taken any antibiotics. Well, and my worst pains were in jail, of course. You know, away from magnets, I suffered a lot of pain, and one of the drug dealers offered me some strong aspirin, and he was disappointed I wouldn't take it. You know, he's out there trying to help his community by handing out drugs. He was doing that out of jail, and he's trying to do it still in jail, trying to do it and doing it. He was doing it in jail, trying to do it with me, but in a way, you know, I welcome the pain. Whatever pain comes, I'll just deal with it. I'd rather deal with the pain than numb my whole body. I got coconut oil, but I got other ideas for coconut oil than to use it in my mouth. Okay, I go through a lot of olive oil. I consume, I don't know if you see my videos of cooking, I soak bread in olive oil and toast it and then melt cheese on it, and that is the most delicious thing I've ever eaten. It's satisfying and I feel good about it, and I just want to do it almost every day. I guess it's the equivalent of pizza, but it feels very satisfying. Melted cheese sandwiches with olive oil, and this is not something you can replicate with a toaster. You don't just put you don't just put bread that's been soaked in olive oil in a toaster. I don't think, at least. I think you need to pan it. I think you need to throw it on the pan, because that when the oil kind of like drip down into the toaster and cause problems. You can't toast the right way in a toaster. Now that I'm seeing, now that I'm trying new things with this. Don't screw around with an abs. Yeah, I definitely have an abscess tooth, and I look forward to the next time I'm thrown in jail for whatever, something stupid again, I'm sure. The next time I'm thrown in jail, I'll look forward to telling them, yes, I have a tooth abscess. I don't just have broken teeth. I have a tooth abscess from the last time I was in jail. I look forward to being able to tell the jailer that. All right. and seeing that they do nothing about it. The nurse will just look at me and say, "Oh, you look fine," and that'll be it, because that's how effective nurses are. Numbing the whole body is ridiculous. Brain is also, yeah, okay. You don't want to numb the whole body. You want to target that pain, and I do it with magnets pretty much, because most of my pains are nerve centered. Not well, but sometimes it's an infection. But then if it's an infection, I'm not so concerned about the pain as much as trying to get rid of that infection. Which, I know, this is an infection, but it's just not in pain. So, all nurses should be under a lot more scrutiny, especially ones that work at jail. I swear there's just nurses who are just guards dressed in nurses' uniforms. I don't think they had any standards. Yeah, you don't just take antibiotics. Jeez, I take natural antibiotics. I just had this kefir. I drink kefir, so probiotics. Why be anti when you can be pro? Okay, with biotics. So no sugar added. I'm done with sugar. I was taking a little extra sugar after jail, because I was taking so much sugar in jail with the white bread and the noodles and various desserts. I give away my cookies, but just everything had sugar and salt added to it. The deli meats, look at the deli meats. They have been declared carcinogenic on the same level as carcinogens, smoking. And yet, it's a staple in jail. Hot dogs, deli meats, every day. We only get like one hot meal a day, and then the rest is deli foods. And probiotics are still biotic. Okay, you want pro, anti, stable biotics. Middle ground biotics. I get the natural antibiotics with the onions, and they're probiotics too. So it's a little mix back and forth there with the garlic powder. That's the thing. I may have protected myself a lot, because people were helping. They're putting a little money in my books the whole time I was in jail, just enough to cover basic, keeping me from not feeling like I was starving at that point of starvation in jail. And it was really helpful. And a lot, and and the regular thing I would buy is garlic powder and onion powder, and I think that helps me deal with the cancerous deli meats that I was eating. I wasn't turning those. I wasn't giving those away. I wasn't trying to trade those for anything else in return, like soups or whatever. I don't think soups were any much greater. I was eating the deli meats. Everything they served, I ate. But I made sure to put garlic powder on those deli meats. And I was never constipated in jail. I made sure that things were going smooth because you want everything to go through smoothly. If it's not going through smoothly, then you're kind of in trouble. Let's see, tooth pain and infection, too close to the brain, sepsis. Yeah, I know I've gotten sepsis before in my gut, and it's like this, sitting like this for long periods of time. I think I fold my organs, maybe sometimes twist them, because dogs can die from a twisted stomach. Why can't humans? We're twisting and folding. It's not just clogging, like there's a congestion in the veins, and then that builds up and kills you. You can also, I think, fold your stuff, folding the proteins, folding various organs. Sitting too long is folding things too much. Got to open it back up. And living in the car caused me to fold too much. And I can lay down in the back of this van and really sprawl out. And it's nice. It helps, creates a better overall health. It's able to give me more variety in my movement. For as long as I can live in this van. But I got some mechanical problems that I'm trying to stay on top of. I've had this squealing for a few weeks, I'd say, but it's been getting worse lately, so I'm really looking into it now. And all right. And then on another topic, what's that? Okay, garlic is the best. Yeah, garlic and cayenne pepper are two great medicinal remedies, natural medicinal remedies. Oh yeah, I haven't been to a dentist in a while. I'm waiting on a refund from the Aspen Dental. I almost got the tooth pulled. I put a down payment, but then I later cancel. And I paid in cash, so they're having a difficult time trying to get the money to me. They have to write me a check. They refuse to put it directly on my bank. They have to write me a check, so waiting on that. All right, on another topic, I don't think this is going to show very well, but I found these needle nose pliers in a Goodwill parking lot, and they were covered in rust. And I've been soaking them in vinegar, and the rust just comes right off so easy. I found I watched it on a TikTok video. Those little do-it-yourself, fix them up or reuse things type of videos. They say you could brush it with a used toothbrush. I found this toothbrush on the beach, and so I figured it's good. It was on the beach, and I needed a toothbrush for just basic brushing, cleaning around the van. So yeah, I picked a used toothbrush off of the beach. I picked this up at Goodwill, because I lost almost everything. I lost pretty much everything from that arrest. So I'm just picking up. I used to have pliers. I used to have needle nose pliers before my arrest. The food bank behind the grocery store in Florence is really good. I don't doubt it. I'm in Eugene, which is supposed to be the center for supporting the homeless. I still got places marked on my Google Maps from 2017 when I was here for food banks, but I haven't stopped any this time around. I spent a considerable amount of time in Eugene in 2017, and I think I checked out all those food banks. This is the central point for homeless support, but they are tough on overnight camping too, though. There's been some scary like the signs and the warnings and stuff. I parked in a couple nights ago. I parked in an industrial zone, and it said only commercially labeled vehicles are allowed on these side streets. But I parked there, and I didn't get bothered. I didn't expect to, because I think they spread themselves out too thin when they put, commercially labeled vehicles only allowed on these streets. That's um, spreading it out too thin. I actually saw other actual, like, non-commercial looking vehicles uh, that were on the side street. Yes, yes. Pull out my tooth. Right. Now is the time. That's why I've been soaking this in vinegar to get this rust off, and cleaning off my needle nose pliers for this very moment. All right, are you ready? What kind of? If I get $100 donation, I'll pull out this tooth. No, I taste a little rust there. That's not good. I know that rust tends. Well, maybe I tasted more vinegar. Yeah, if I get $100 donation, I'll pull out my tooth live on the feed with my new needle nose pliers that I've cleaned the rust off by soaking them in vinegar. I thought about that. That's kind of a good idea. That's something I thought about. I've been needing to clean them, and I wish I could show it. It's too dark now to really show how clean they are. You don't see any rust on them. The worst part was in the inner parts, where I would actually be grabbing the tooth. It would be the rustiest. And I swear, sometimes when I think I've consumed rust by accident, and just get the most upset stomach. Yeah, well, there's really no rust on the inside a little bit. It's just it's kind of a thick patch that just needs more time. The rest of it looks pretty good. There's just a couple of thick patches on the inner part of my tooth pulling pliers. Okay, so I'll have to give it a little longer to soak. Let's have it a little cleaner before I decide to pull out any teeth with it. And I'd have to be kind of careful about it. I don't want to break any upper teeth. I don't know the technique for that. I'll have to see. I'll have to ask ChatGPT. Let's see, ChatGPT, I got needle nose pliers and I got a bad tooth. What techniques can you suggest to pull it out? Yeah, this would be great for for educational purposes. And it's only half a tooth. So I'd be grabbing only the outside half is what only exists now for this tooth. Because it broke a second time while I was in jail chewing on corn chips. So it's harder to get in there. I'd have to maybe cut the gums down a little bit so I can get a full grip of the tooth, and then make that pull. But it's not bothering me. It's not really a bother. It's just a swelling every so often. I feel it, but it's not swelling like it used to. And if it did swell, I got my emergency magnets. If it did get painful, I got my emergency magnets. I just kind of hold there, and that soothes the nerves, because this is a big long stick of magnets here. Very strong, very strong. In fact, if I tried to, if there was to be pain, if I wanted to placebo, I doubt that. I've been using magnets since 2012, and I swear by them still today, based on my various experiences with them. But I could. Oh, okay. The slam the door thing. There you go. What other people? Did you want the full price to pull? Do they want the full price? Yeah, it's what, $500 a tooth now for tooth extraction. So uh people use magnets to control pain, but I mean that would interfere with using these these needle nose pliers, because if I get the magnet too close, it'll want to attach. So I was warned by the dentist, because I did go to the dentist. I was close to getting that tooth pulled on the very day. I had the cash. I didn't want to spend it because I didn't have a check card. I was just living entirely on cash, and to spend it on tooth pulling when it could be used for food, it would have been really disappointing. But she said it would be painful, even with putting in the painkiller. She would squirt in some painkiller through the needle into the gum around there, and it would still be painful. I think she saw it a little bit. She might not have been fully aware that it was only half a tooth. I don't know how she would have reacted exactly. I think she probably saw it though. She made a comment that the tooth over will need to be pulled at some point. I'll keep them all though. $500 a tooth. You got 32 teeth in your mouth. That's $500 each tooth. So it's something that adds up. And thank you, Andy. I appreciate that. I think that's Andy, who's a great help while I was in jail. We talked on the email and phone a little bit, and he helped with the books a little bit, and just getting back on my feet after jail. Andy's was just it's just unheard of. Let's see, the angel on the shoulder saying yes, pull it. It was a devil saying no, no, don't pull it. Well, I was told that they would pull it in jail, but it's something I need to understand once again. Like, I spent all day trying to learn about my belt problem and the whining, and I needed to learn more about my tooth problem in jail, and I was willing to suffer the pain. I mean, we're talking about pain that caused me to just stop what I'm doing and just sit down, and just energy was going to it. I was sweating, I was overheating, and then when the pain finally went away, I would just want to sleep afterward because it drew so much energy from me. It was drawing energy from my heart. Seriously, we're not quite at the $1,000 that I was asking for to pull my tooth. I'm asking for $1,000, right? And then maybe I'll take it a little more seriously. Is this at? I mean, I need to like maybe consult with a little bit of a professional about how best to handle this bad abscess tooth. I don't think just digging in there with needle nose pliers and trying to yank at it is the best idea. How strong is the outside tooth? It's this last portion of my molar. It's hard to say. It's not like I could just grab the front tooth, okay, and yank down. That's pretty convenient. All right. Anybody could do that, right? It's just a quick motion. You're free and clear because it's in the front. We're talking about a molar that's right about there. So I gotta like pull in an arc. I want to pull in an arc up and out. And that's tricky. I could like smash the roof of my mouth and cause other issues with that. I want to be careful about it, but I'm happy with keeping my tooth. No, not $40 more. Let's not really make this tooth that it's not. Let's not really be too concerned about the tooth. I got other problems. I come online to talk about my belt problems that I need to fix, and I just wanted to share what I have learned today about them, about the process and the tools involved. All right, so just wanted to focus on that a little bit on this channel, and then I don't know, get back to more research because I still have more to learn. Maybe some more videos can give me some other hints about how to improve the performance of the car. I don't want it to die on me. But this, I mean, I bought a used 2009 van that's only, I think it's only been in San Diego all its life in the the nice hot weather, and then I just bring it up here in the cold and the rain and give it an entirely new experience, entirely new challenges, and now certain things are breaking down that were surviving under the hot sunny days every day, nice stable temperature down in San Diego, and now I'm exposing it to all kinds of new challenges, colds that it's never experienced before. So I want to be on top of these issues. Stop playing mechanic. Well, I don't know. Is it that hard? I mean, I'll go to the point where I just have to say I give up. I'm not at that point where I want to say I give up yet. I feel confident in this learning process that I can kind of do it still, and I want to push myself to the point where then I've had enough. I give. But I mean, I've been successful with the battery issue. I pulled several fuses. I made some mistakes. I had to put some fuses back. But I mean, I'm on top of that now. It's not a problem. I bought this spare battery to help start the van if it did die. But uh, it's not really that necessary. It's $100 too, $130. But I did have one in my my old car, my old Ford Focus. It's nice to have those little things. I didn't need those big ones, those big car starters with the pumps, pump up your tires, all the extra unnecessary accessories. I still, the meth heads let me keep my bicycle pump. They tried to steal my bicycle, but they definitely let me keep my pump. And I can pump up my van tires with that. I can check the tire pressure with my bicycle pump. And they've been holding air pretty good. They seem to have a good tread on them. I think these tires have a long life ahead of them. Let's see. I'd rather go to a dentist than a mechanic. Dentist, some doctors, some people go to the hardware stores to get their tools. Doctors almost use hardware tool like stuff. Maybe they need the better quality steel, but it's almost like hardware quality. You're messing your car up. I don't know. I think I'm improving. I mean, the car's messed up already. I think I'm just trying to keep it running. I'm not. Let's see. I had one of those red top spiral batteries. Let's see. A fleet repair company, South Carolina. Okay, SC. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of asking around this area, just kind of places I end up. I want to look. Andy actually looked a little bit on Facebook Marketplace for a potential shade tree mechanic, but they're probably around. They're just maybe not at this time so available on the Facebook as much. So let's see, battery stuff. Okay, you drone that old haunted hotel. Yeah, I've droned to some awesome places. I miss droning. I was just out in the woods, and I really could have used a drone, not just to like get some cool scenery shots, but just to look around and see if there's any place else to park. I did that when I was in the Rocky Mountains once. It was really useful it's useful to have a drone. I got means to get around that were just ideal. You know, I have my vehicle, I have my bicycle, some walking sticks if I have super rough terrain, or I could just basically walk, or I could just send up the drone and have that overlook everything, scan around the area, not just for entertainment, just for actually useful purpose, especially if the Google Maps is down and or I just didn't download the map with good enough quality and everything's all fuzzy. Sending a drone up helps. Sunflower's got, this is your own private domicile. Somebody talking about property in some way. So yeah, I don't really have anything else that I guess I wanted to talk. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the van repair that and what I'm facing. I'm facing some some work ahead of me. I need to get the parts. Maybe I'll make another live stream about the parts, and we'll look over the parts after I buy them tomorrow, probably, or sometime soon. Definitely, I'll record bits and pieces of a repair process. That's partly why I want to do it myself. Oh, I'd like to record it too. I'd like to document the process, and I can't do that with somebody else doing the repairs. And this is something where the only tools I need, I have them now. Okay, I had this wrench. The meth heads let me keep my wrench. Okay, that was very generous of them. So yay to the meth heads for letting me keep some things that are actually useful at the right time. This is one thing. And then I had to buy these shorter sockets, the millimeter variety, and then a breaker bar, which has to be, once again, it has to be longer than the wrench, just because of the spring-loaded tension that I have to work against. So these are all the tools I need right here. This is everything. This is all you need to do this repair. And now I just need the parts. Okay, the 12, the 14, breaker bar, and a wrench. These are all, and I don't even need this long. I don't even need this long piece. So this comes off, honestly. It's the wrench with the, so it's the wrench with the 12 and the 14, and then the breaker bar. I can fit the 12 and the 14 on the breaker bar as well. This is it. These are all the tools you need for this job. So, I mean, why would I need to hire somebody for that? I don't need to jack up the car. It was suggested to find some cardboard to put underneath the car, or put underneath the van. It was, the AI didn't explain why I need the cardboard under the van, but I assume maybe if I drop something, it won't damage as easily. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe other things will pop up that I might need later. Sometimes AI is like, oh, I forgot to tell you, you also need this. Especially when I come back and say, hey, I got this problem, then it's like, oh, I forgot to tell you, you also need to do this or that. But right now it's looking pretty straightforward. Short work, doesn't take a lot of strength. You don't need a lot of tools. You don't need to jack the car up and all this craziness. Just I want to do it. I want to try to do it myself. I don't need any special measurements or whatever. It's pretty. Yeah. We'll just see. Can this guy, this non-mechanical guy, make this kind of repair? All right, messing around with the belt and all that, or will I kill my van and be stranded? It'll be an adventure. So that's all I wanted to talk about, actually. So I think I'm going to end this and then get back to just more learning. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let's stop this.